Hello, my resilient friends. I'm starting this video again, like I did last month, with an apology because I was planning on doing this video welcoming you to chapter 11 on April 1st when I was in Nairobi. However, the Wi-Fi where I was staying was so slow or overused that I couldn't get this to work. So it's now the middle of April, and I'm still going to welcome you to chapter 11, which is all about writing the waves of change. And when I thought about April and springtime in schools, one of the strongest memories that I had about my emotional experience at that time of year was how it was a time when there was just so much turnover in staff and change and announcements being made, and next year we're going to be doing this, or we're going to try that, and the schedule is going to change and the calendar's changing. And I realized even how over the years my own anxiety about spring sort of increased every year because I was anticipating what would be new. What I have been thinking a lot about related to change now this year is how I think, at least for myself, I'm so much more afraid of change than I am actually afraid of what I deal with when there's change. In other words, it's the thought of change that makes me anxious rather than changes themselves. Because when I think back to changes I've had to navigate, whether that was in the school system or personally, I have a lot of memories of managing those changes well. That's my prompt for you today, in fact, is to recall times when change, whether it was unexpected or change that you wanted when change came, and think back to how you managed it, how you engaged with it. And I suspect that you will actually have a lot of good memories, and you'll actually feel more confident in your ability to engage with change. One thing that I hope you are experiencing in this chapter is, again, a sense, perhaps like you did last month, of how these chapters and these habits build on each other. So I think that managing change and engaging with change has a lot to do with our courage and our ability to access courage, which was last month, which was in chapter 10. And so I'm really reminded of how layered these habits and dispositions are, and how much of a continuum there is in this book, which of course I designed it that way, so it was very intentional. But now as I'm going through it this year, I'm like, right, this is drawing on last month, really connecting with courage when we face change. Again, unexpected change or change that we have tried to create in our lives, the role that courage plays. And then even just going back to the beginning of the book and understanding how who we are really affects how we experience change. Could be our personality type, it could be values. And then into the next chapter, the second chapter on understanding emotions and recognizing that when we are experiencing change, when we can, as soon as we can, connect with which emotions are coming up. How do we identify those? How do we name them? How do we start to explore them and understand them? That process will help us also tremendously when engaging with change. So I am constantly myself struggling with this basic idea in life, this basic truth that change is all we can count on. And, well, no, okay. I struggle with that when I'm feeling content or when I'm enjoying something. When things are really hard, then it can actually be cathartic to remind myself that change is a constant, change is inevitable. But in those moments, sometimes I forget, right? Because the emotion grips us and we feel like it will be forever. This is permanent. But change is all you can count on. I hope that you are enjoying this chapter, and I hope you're using the workbook exercises. And I want to invite you to a very special celebration that is going to happen in late May. I'm about to tell you exactly when, to celebrate a year of Onward. And if you're watching this, I'm going to maybe guess, maybe assume, maybe hope that you have been going through Onward all year and using the workbook and maybe watching these videos and perhaps even engaging with each other around these ideas. And I know I've seen so many of your comments on social media. I've gotten so many emails from people. So I want to come together and celebrate. And I'm going to do this on a live event like this one, but I'm going to do a lot of promotion of it and messaging that it's going to be happening so that it's not just like all of a sudden Elena's gone live, which is what's happening today. And so I'm hoping that you can put May 23rd, that's a Thursday, from 4 to 5 p.m. Pacific time. Put that on your calendar. And we're going to share this, as I said, in a lot of the places that we share. And I hope that you can be here and bring your celebrations, bring your questions. We're going to be inviting people to share, to send in advance photos that they have captured of themselves engaging in this work, whether that's creating a leaf sculpture or engaging in this learning with colleagues. I know many of you have shared wonderful photos or photos of your workbook pages and the drawings that you've done. So I started off last May holding a virtual book party when Onward came out. And I want to hold a sort of first year birthday party celebration of you working through this content. And I'm just dying to hear about how you've experienced it and what impact this has had. So I really, really, really hope you'll join me. Bring a cup of tea or a fizzy drink that you like, or a glass of wine, or whatever you would like to have. Bring your dinner, and I will see you then, I hope. I am planning on doing a May 1st introduction to the last chapter. And also, I'm so sorry if you got any wild notifications through Twitter saying that I was going live. I had some like really weird glitch going on with this program that I use that kept spitting that out and enticing you to coming on live. I'm really, really sorry if you got that and you were hoping to see me, but I will be live May 23rd. I can't wait to see you and enjoy riding those waves of change.